Good afternoon, Antrim County. This is Veterans Voice Podcast with your host, Matt, Brandon, Eric, and a special guest, Tim Carey. What's going on, guys?
Hi.
Howdy.
Hi.
Wrapping up another week.
Yeah,
This week went by fast. Super fast.
way too fast.
Yeah.
Way too fast.
Well, it like was that song Super Freak. Just Super Freak week. You know what I'm saying? I think it went by.
Well, technically, it was a short week.
Is that why? It probably is.
Yeah.
I can't think that far back.
Yeah. Well, it seems like Memorial Day was 2 weeks ago.
Right.
But
It's been one of those weeks. We had a lot of stuff going on, so.
Tim, what'd you do on Memorial Day?
Let's see here. I went to, I'm trying to think of what I did. Seems like we went to a ball game, and I might be getting my day switched on that, but
it was Memorial Day weekend.
yeah,
Sometime in those 3 days.
yeah. Boy, I'm drawing a blank.
That
I
happens.
don't know.
You did something fun.
Yeah. Yes, I did.
There you go.
I'm sure it was. If you don't remember, it wasn't a catastrophe anyway.
There you go.
That's true.
Yeah. What'd you guys do on Memorial Day? I know you had the parades, but afterwards.
Not much.
Holy cow. Now I'm drawing a blank.
Mm-hmm.
My
Oh,
goodness.
okay. Yeah. Holy cow.
Well, leave it to the youngest one in the room to actually remember what the hell he did.
yeah.
Right.
We put together a chicken coop, Mom and I.
Oh, yeah.
We got the chickens outside finally.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Thank God.
Gee.
My good. Yeah.
How many chickens you got now?
We have 10 chickens and 1 duck.
There you go.
And the chickens were getting big enough that they were jumping outside of the bin.
Oh, geez.
Oh, you
And-
had chicks.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. And of course, you get that in the house, and then you get the dogs running after them. You get the kids running after them, then the kids run after the dogs, and then all of a sudden the chickens run after the kids. And then, yeah, I mean, it's pretty.
Do you guys have a fence in there or no?
No,
All right.
Well, sort of.
but our neighbor next to us is completely scared of chickens.
Oh, that's comfortable.
Oh, that works.
Yeah.
That could be fun.
So it's on that side, you know.
Chickens sometimes have a tendency to chase people.
Get off my lawn. You got a guard chicken, you know?
Dude, so it was funny because right after we got them outside, right, Mama was scrolling through, I want to say it was TikTok or whatever, and there was a short about this gal out in whatever state. It was the middle of the night, and she thought she saw glowing gnomes running through her yard, and she called the police, and the police came. Right? And whoever owns the chickens put safety vests on the chickens.
Oh my
They're just reflecting. You can see them bouncing back and forth.
Oh, man.
Could you imagine that? Like, I want to do that now.
Yeah.
You know?
No, now I'm going to go on Amazon and see if I can find like 10 little mini PT belts. Little PT belts. Little skunk strip. You see those a mile away.
I will tell you one very popular item are 3D printed things that go over the neck and make them look like you've got arms.
Yeah. And they,
Oh,
they
Boxer gloves, they got little guns.
yeah.
I pay good money to see that.
Oh, dude, that's pretty hilarious.
Oh, geez. You can 3D print anything nowadays.
It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. Speaking of that kind of stuff, though, tell us a little bit about yourself, Tim.
Well, I born in Detroit and lived there until 69, and then moved to Livonia.
Okay.
Went through high school and then went to I'll join the Coast Guard in 73, and after boot camp went to Memphis, or outside Memphis, for A school with the Navy and Marines, and then graduated in January or July of 73 and went to Miami.
Oh,
That was your party time, huh?
Yeah. Spent 5 years in Miami, and
Man, that's a good
a
dude.
young guy, and a lot of time there up in Fort Lauderdale, and so
Oh,
it was flying around the Caribbean.
Yeah.
It was
It's a hard piece of time.
Yeah.
well, that'd be really fun.
What'd you do for the Coast Guard?
Structural mechanic on the airplane, and then later flight engineer on the 131s and C-130s,
Oh yeah.
and
Oh wow.
flight mech on the helicopters. And, yeah, I had a wonderful career. I can't think of anything I really didn't like about it.
Did you
So
retire? Did you retire from the Coast
Yeah, I
Guard?
retired in '98, and
For those who don't know, and we didn't properly introduce Tim, and that's on us. We're sorry.
Sure.
This is Tim Carey, and he is on our committee, our Antrim County Veteran Affairs Committee.
Yeah.
He is the vice chair. He also worked as a veteran service officer here in Antrim County for, my goodness, how long?
6 years.
6 years?
Was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think so.
Yeah. And part of that, he was also double timing it with Goodwill there. What'd you do for them there?
I was case manager and social worker at Goodwill, and I worked there for, it ended up to be 10 years,
Yeah.
and kind of there in Patriot Place in Gaylord for a few years there.
I didn't even know that one, that you were working there.
Yeah.
Was that
Yeah.
with Amanda Solo? Or?
No, it was when it first opened in 2011, and I think I started in 2012 there.
Oh,
And it was part time there as well, but I enjoyed being on the ground floor of that, and I think things have changed quite a bit. You know, you go along, you probably learn better ways to do things.
yeah. Well, I think the grant funding changed too, which changed the scope of what
Yeah.
we can do and everything. So.
Sure, yeah, but it's a great place for vets they're experiencing homelessness to get that break to kind of get their lives going again the way they'd like to get.
Yeah, get their feet back underneath them and be connected with several different resources. Well, that's for sure.
Yeah, even just being around the other vets, I think, can be helpful for some, and then staying in the same house with other vets can kind of break loose a little bit of the comfort zone to start talking with other people.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it's funny when you get like vets that don't know each other, never served with each other, nothing like that, but you put them in a room, give them like 10 minutes. All of a sudden they're talking to each other because they already know who's who,
Instant cohesion.
It's funny how that works. I love that.
Yeah.
So, and I was talking to somebody recently, and I don't think that I ever realized, I think you get a sense of homelessness in general. For us, it's more particularly homeless veterans, but I don't think that people realize the enormity, even in our area, much less nationally. And it was one of those things I heard, and I'm like, what can I do? So there's places like that. And I mean, I'm now searching out anything else that, maybe I can ask somebody or tell somebody or do something to address this issue, because it's bigger than I do, for sure, unfortunately.
So as you're talking about researching like areas and stuff like that, I had a thought pop in my head that you and I have been talking about for a couple of days now, and the subject matter expert is here. You remember those Trek wheelchairs that I think, was it Walter that brought those, like bought them and had them here, or was it? Because I know that was back in what, 2019?
Yeah,
Well, it was before then, even 2018 or something like that.
I'm pretty sure it was donated, and it ended up going up to Atlanta at the state up there. I'm drawing a blank as far as the name of it. The veteran estate that's up.
Oh, in Pelston. Yeah, Bravehearts.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
so it went up there, and for one of the vets that aren't able to get around without a wheelchair, they were able to use that, and because they have a hunt up there for veterans in a certain time of the year, and so they've been able to use that for that. And so,
Very nice.
So was it only one? Or I thought he had 3 units that was.
I don't remember one, but I only remember one being donated. In fact, I think we went and I remember now that I think more about it, we went over with a little trailer and picked it up and then brought it over here.
Yeah.
But, they're pretty elaborate. It's amazing. It's like a 2-wheeler and but with tracks. And,
Yeah.
I think we still got some pictures of Walt testing it out.
Yeah.
They got it leaned back and stuff. It's pretty cool. It's like it's a wheelchair with tank tracks on it, basically. You know, it's a really neat idea.
Well, my wife and I frequent Northwoods, down off 75.
Yeah.
I can't think of where it's at. But it's you can't, go with somebody because if you go in there alone the first time, you got to get lost.
Yeah.
So we always stopped at the Lumberjack here, I think it's West Branch. And there was a gentleman outside with that type of vehicle. And I just thought initially, I was like, oh, that looks like a really lazy way to get around the woods.
Mm-hmm.
But then I looked at it a little closer and I was like, oh, wow. So I went and chatted him up, and I couldn't tell you the name of the organization, but as Brandon and I were talking about it, I just kind of generally looked it up, in the state of Michigan, and there's a few different ones, and it would be really interesting because we had somebody come in recently. It was a vet's wife, and he is, I wouldn't say essentially homebound, but it's hard for him to go outside.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, well, without saying anything to them, because I was sure that she would have really been keen to that idea before we even figure out if we could pull something off like that. I found some really interesting research about it. So more to come on that, but I just thought, man, how cool would that be to, give somebody that gift of back of just being able to go out around your house into the woods, or, hey, let's load it up and, go out to
the beach or something.
To the beach, go out to Dead Man's Hill and see that overlook,
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Yeah.
Was that Patriot Place had a gentleman that needed one of those electric scooters where it would give him much more freedom to have something like that, and it ended up that the school robotics program out of Johannesburg donated a electric scooter to Patriot Place, and he was able to take advantage of it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really neat. And this reminds me of too. It's kind of sad, but I don't know. I don't know if you know him, but he's on social media. But he just passed away. Patriotic Kenny. You ever heard of him?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a guy. I saw him on TikTok one day, and it was like his first journey. He was a vet living in a trailer somewhere, had hardly any benefits, not taken care of, and he had some mutual friends through friends that he met, and they were able to get him a mobility scooter, and that was such a life-changing thing for him way back then. I mean, he was broke, barely making it and everything else, and now he was able to go get his food and do all these other things. So he started his own 501 I think it's out of Minneapolis or whatever. He's from Minnesota, but it turned into a big national thing. And so now there's this big organization called the Patriotic Kenny Fund, and it helps get scooters for anybody in the United States, which is really wild.
Wow.
He unfortunately just passed away from lung cancer. It was kind of crazy because you're like, hey, he's going to be alive forever, but he was older, you know what I mean? But what he's done now with all of his money that he's made from that, he's putting it right back into the foundation and stuff like that, so that all the veterans make sure they have mobility and stuff.
So that's cool.
Yeah, it's neat that there's these little programs. You just got to find them. You know what I mean? It's like they're not hidden, but they are just enough. You know?
Yeah.
Got to dig.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool story.
Yeah.
So Tim, you got out of the Coast Guards. When was that? And remember, they're still at the bottom of the list. Of the branches.
Yeah.
Of the branches. Even in those Space Forces there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What was that movie with or no, that series?
Space Force.
Space Force?
Yeah, Steve Carell.
Yeah.
Before they were Space Force.
Have you seen that yet?
I don't know if I've seen that or not.
It's like I don't know if it's on Netflix or
It's Netflix.
Is it?
Yeah.
yeah, it's goofy. Steve Carell plays like this admiral or whatever you call him in the Air Force, and he just does stupid stuff.
Yeah.
And he takes over Space Force.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
Or
don't think I have
SpaceX or
seen
something like that. And then one of the first meetings is them going in with all the Joint Chiefs of Staff and everything.
it. Yeah.
And the Coast Guard Admiral is sitting there is like, at least we're not on the bottom anymore.
Yep.
No, sit it back down. You're still there.
I know.
Well, you know,
However, the Coast Guard has arguably some of the best duty stations.
Oh, God. Yeah.
You look at the
what?
coastline of Michigan. Grand Haven, Charlevoix.
Charlotte. Yeah.
Oh, come on,
Yeah.
that's not a Miami.
Yeah.
So when did you get out?
98. Yeah. When I first went in, and prior to that, it seemed like most everything we got were hand-me-down aircraft and stuff. And so, you just did the best with what you had.
Oh, yeah.
Then they started to get the Falcon jets came out, and they were brand new, and they weren't hand-me-downs. They modified them to meet the mission to some extent. And then we got the C-131s out of. There was a time span between the A216s. They ran out of lifetime for them, and then in the interim of the Falcons coming, there was about a 5-year time span that before they were ready, and so they went and got 131s out of the Moffett, the junkyard, so to say,
Basically.
Yeah.
Jeez.
and made them work. And so that was I thought it was a neat time frame, though.
So
After-
what's the difference between the 130s and the 131s? I've been on plenty of 130s.
Yeah. Well, 131 is like a
It's like a refuel, right?
no, it's a 2-engine reset with it probably holds about 17 people or something. If it
So it's really
all
similar to the 130 then. I think 130 was a little bigger, hold like
well,
25,
all those
30.
well, if they're paratroopers, it'd be about 75 or something. But
Okay.
just troops, I think they go to 94 or something.
Wow.
Where there's just the differences of like the Hercules, the Galaxy. Those are all 130s, weren't they?
Not the
No.
Galaxy.
No?
That's a C5.
C5.
Yeah.
Oh,
You ever
Well,
seen one of those bad
I was in
boys?
a tank, man. What do I know?
Yeah.
The tank would have fit in it.
Oh, yeah, it would. And then you sit backwards while you're flying this way. It's the weirdest feeling. Taking off, and you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Forward.
Yeah, but I'm staring.
I've only seen one of them in person, but my God, is it huge.
Yeah.
My Lord.
Yeah, they are. I've only seen them at air shows and stuff. And
Mhm.
when I went to flight engineer school, there's a guy there training on the one to be a 130 flight engineer, and he was a flight engineer in C5s at the time. So I'm not sure why he was switching over, but I don't remember that. But
So,
Yeah.
so with that, 25 years that you spent in the Coast Guard?
just under, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's wild.
But I ended up at the wife at the time said that she wasn't moving anymore. So
Oh.
otherwise I'd still be in if I could.
Oh, man. I know that feeling. So when you got out, what did you do?
I
Wished he was back in.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Actually, I worked for Halliburton for a real short period of time,
Mm.
and it, it was kind of a neat experience, driving the truck around and digging or bringing oil wells up and refurbishing them, with nitrogen, and then so I worked there about 6 months, and that they wasn't enough, and so I worked at this plant up in Charlevoix ended up to be 8 years, and kind of running a CS grinder up there to make these steel pins to push plastic out of molds.
Yeah.
And then they closed down. I think they moved to Brazil, and so it was. And at the time, I was going through college up in Petoskey, just taking classes, kind of haphazard. I switched between business and social work, and so when the Charlevoix job, when they closed the plant, I thought, well, I better finish this degree. So, and my math skills were just horrible, and so so I was kind of that narrowed it down as to this couldn't be the option. And so social work kind of ended up to be, which was also along the lines of what I was hoping to do. But
I mean, honestly, one of the biggest hearts I've ever seen, period. You've had that. So I couldn't imagine you in any other field other than what I've ever seen you in,
well, thank you. I don't know about that, but in any case,
For everybody
So,
that's out there
yeah.
listening, he's blushing right now. So.
Yeah.
He doesn't like talking about himself. We worked together for roughly, about a year,
yeah,
roughly.
yeah, good year. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's always been very modest,
Yeah.
but a very caring individual. So
Yeah.
He did this to me too.
Yeah.
He does that. I still got your typewriter paper.
Do you?
I still got a ream of it, like probably it's about 2 inches thick or whatever. I'm like, what kind of paper is that? And Brandon's like, oh, that's Tim's. That's his first typewriter. I'm like, what the heck?
For his what?
The typewriter. Now,
Yes.
now I try to find a
he used to
typewriter.
have a typewriter in his office,
Mhm.
and would do claim work on it. Yeah.
It's
I
true.
would get some strange looks. It seemed to work well. Well, my penmanship is so horrible that
It went along with your
it
math
was very
skills.
handy. Yeah. Yeah.
This typewriter, I mean, it was this big,
No.
But it was an electric one.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. And it had autocorrecting.
Oh wow! So that thing's probably worth like $1,500 now. You can't find a typewriter to save your life for
Well,
under 500.
Yeah.
Anchor
Wow.
or something.
Or try to find ink for it and stuff. That would be like
Yeah.
Very
kind
big
of a pain.
paperweight.
I think the clerk's office still uses them now, don't they?
I've seen something back there.
There's certain forms, I guess, that they use a typewriter for. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's too long.
I just had a flashback of triplicate paperwork.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Or the smell of that carbon paper.
Way.
Remember that carbon paper was make triplicates and stuff? It still can smell that stuff.
So what got you into the VSO side of the house? Like, how did you hear about, the veteran service officer position? Or
Well,
counselor, depending on.
when I was
what
at
brings
when I was at the inn, I was working with part of the job there was to work with vets and all the vets that came to the inn, and also the programs that were available for the veterans through the Northwest Community Action Agency, or a little bit later the VA, the SSBF office, or and the other, numerous programs that are available for veterans. So if there's something that you need, there's a good chance that the VA offers something that can help them out.
Yep.
But as far as the I remember how it came about that and maybe it was as simple as I saw an opening in the paper about a part-time position here, and so that would have been an ideal job and something I aspired to do, and um, so I applied for it, and I was able to get the part-time position, and so I worked here and for a few years, probably 3 or 4,
Yeah,
3 years.
you did both of them.
Yeah. And, yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's frustrating. There's so much you always feel so inadequate for the job, but, well, just kind of do the best you can
Mm-hmm.
and,
It's
and ask others for help if you can.
yeah,
If
for
you
sure.
feel
That's a big
others,
thing.
if you're not.
That is one of the biggest things to get used to, especially working in an office like this, is just how much stuff we do or we can
Yeah.
assist with or we help with. You know, a lot of shops, you know, you get specialized in one field, one area, one
Yeah.
piece of machinery, you know, one job. But this is honestly one of the only places I've seen where you have to have such a vast knowledge over a very vast amount of information,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And there's so much information out there, so many different programs to use that there's no way for one person
Yeah.
to know it all,
Mhm.
you know. But it's also what makes our life here interesting and very exciting at times, you know, because there's constant growth.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You can always get better, even regardless how good you are. There's always opportunities to get better at it. There's always something else you can learn. And this is not an off. It's about other benefits that might be available
Yeah.
or upcoming things that come about.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. What was the one time while you were, you know, working in the office as a veteran service officer? Like, what's the one moment that you had that really touched your heart?
Well, you're asking some
Um,
questions today.
Yeah.
We all have that one, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I can tell you, I won't say that in no names, obviously,
Right.
but was working with a gentleman and his family for probably a little over a year, close to 2 years. And just put in an appeal and, you know, had kidney failure. And so he was, you know, having a real rough go at that.
Mhm.
You know, for numerous served, he served on Camp Lejeune. So it was a Lejeune clan. And, you know, he was really, you know, been fighting it for a minute before that. Was really becoming really disheartened and stuff.
Mhm.
But finally, one day out of the blue, and this is while we were not even in the office, we were getting that construction program going on and stuff. He came back in and he was awarded 100% for his disabilities finally. And they retroed him. You know, it was a hefty chunk, enough that he and his family didn't have to worry about anything that they were before that.
Right.
You know, and just to hear and see that impact on that individual, you know,
Mhm.
after the fight that he had been in, you know, you just made an impact for the good on somebody else. And that's my shining time, you know,
Mhm.
my fond memory.
I It's like I think about a pension claim that was very difficult to get and to work through. But it seems like the more rewarding part of that was that I was able to work with the veteran and become close to their family and help them in other ways, whether you find out other needs that they have around the house or, and that seemed just as special as the claim.
Yeah.
Mhm.
When you can fill those needs.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And that's awesome because that kind of lines up perfectly with, man, Matt, I don't know what this office would have done if it hadn't been for you and Carey growing that Facebook page so vastly that nowadays it's amazing, Tim. I'm telling you.
Mhm.
We get calls where they need some help with, either shoveling off roof or some manual labor that they just can't do anymore. Right.
Yeah.
And we posted our Facebook group, and man, the followers, they jump right on it, So I can't thank you enough for that because, even though some may think that's a small accomplishment or, a setting, but that makes the world that better. And, you found an area, where services were lacking, and because of the following that, you were able to build up and the willingness of the vets that are a part of that page. And not everybody's a vet either, that are volunteering to do this. Man, think about the impacts that you've had so far. And it's just this early.
Massively. Yeah.
It's probably, in addition to that, it's connecting with a different group of people that you wouldn't be connecting with otherwise. And frankly, I'm thinking about younger generation. That's the connection there on many times, and so you've made that available.
Oh yeah, I mean, honestly, it's like last month we were at 1,100 something, and now we've pressed it over 1,200 now.
Heck yeah.
And it's the fact that I think that with that last post, that veteran needed help out towards my neck of the woods. It took about 10 minutes after posting it, and that sucker, I had somebody call me that I personally know, good friend of mine down the road, and he's like, "Yep, I got him, not a big deal." And then he just hit me up actually today and said, "Hey, don't worry about him. We got him for the rest of the year too." He's like, he needs that help, so he's just gonna, every time he does his lawn, he'll just jump on a trailer because he's like not even a couple blocks down the road from us, and he'll just whip it out real quick, just get it done and over with. So
whip it out.
Yeah, I didn't mean that wording, but how does
Phrasing.
a little bit of phrasing, a little bit more important.
That's some archer right there. Phrasing.
Phrasing.
Every time I look over, I can't help but to see you in a helicopter with your I mean, is this reminiscent? Bringing back some old feelings?
Well, we had big old helmets. I came across a picture that I don't know recently, and had a picture of me in the back of the plane with that darn helmet on. Or those things are.
And you didn't bring it in for us to see?
Looking. No, I do.
I feel like have we ever had a vets wall, but just old pictures?
They started to do it before I was here, and then I don't know, it kind of fell apart, but
mental note.
Yeah.
So that would be cool.
I'm excited to see all the stuff that you bring to the table, Eric. You have an amazing personality that is definitely going to
I appreciate
others and let them open up to you. So that's going to be huge.
Dude, every morning, it feels like I get in the starting blocks before I leave the house. Man, I can't wait to get in there.
Mm-hmm.
What's it going to be today? What am I going to learn today? And I can go both ways.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, it's a good thing. It's better. More chance than
digging the hole, isn't he?
I didn't catch that one. A little slow today, so I was like,
I think I picked up on it, but I was trying to just exit. Just get out of it.
Jeez.
It's bad when Tim even picked up on it. I'm just saying.
Well,
I know.
The most innocent person I ever knew.
well, maybe Matt can do me a favor and AI.
Oh no, it's definitely going in.
Let's
It
stay
doesn't
on
give me kind
I'll make that an Instagram clip.
Right. We are at one thing.
Good thing is I got AI, so at least it'll do it all for me.
There you go.
Click everything about Eric. And then
Oh, great.
slept for days.
Yeah. So then you were retired again. You know, what year was that you left out? Was it 21?
That was 22.
I was
22.
gonna say because I came in
Okay.
on 23,
Did you?
and she just left not too long ago. And Jesse was still here.
Yeah.
And I took over for Jesse, right?
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
feels like just yesterday.
Yeah. And then you get to enjoy a short stint of retired life. You know, it was funny because every time I ever saw you after that, whether you came and visited or we just, mutually saw each other out on an outreach or something like that. You told me about how busy you got busier when you retired. How in the world does that happen? Isn't that the time?
It seemed like it was like that. I haven't been as busy lately, but that's not a good thing. So I need to get busy again.
Well, the summer's coming up, we're finally getting some good weather out there.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, man, y'all ever seen a person who works on so many vehicles? He is not shy about it. He gets up underneath there and does it still to this day.
Better than me, I wouldn't be able to get up.
Last thing I heard is you're still working on like a training for the truck, right?
Well, it's done, and it seems to be working fine. But it's like I don't trust my work, so I don't think it's working fine. But I'm not
Good
having any
test all
problems
over.
with it.
Right? That's a good thing.
It did fix the problem, which was a very good thing. My son had used the truck, and then it wouldn't go in reverse. So I thought I was methodically trying to figure out troubleshoot the right component, and it worked out.
Isn't it crazy how like technically savvy you have to be now just to work on a vehicle?
What year the truck was it?
Oh, it's older, 2004.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you so had we crossed the threshold where you just was not it's not worth it to work on a vehicle, or was that what's still pretty doable?
Oh no, it's running. It's fine. Onward to the next one.
But it wasn't all the mess of electronics and nonsense.
Oh no, it uses electronics to. I think even in 2004 they started using electronics to help run the transmission.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very crazy.
But it's so in depth now, and how once this one has to talk to the other in order for it to work, and if they don't talk to each other, then they all get kind of confused, and
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like it seemed like after 1990 when they actually started putting the electronic brains in and stuff like that. Like I stopped working on them altogether.
Yeah. Because my dad worked for Tallberg's for Bud Tallberg before they sold it to Dave Krang over in Petoskey. God, he worked there for 17 years,
Yeah.
And he got out of the business just because it was harder to get more accreditations that were going to follow up with the education. And then I think at one point he was just like, this is not worth the money because everything is all warranty work. So, to fix something, they only give you an hour, but it takes 3 hours to fix. Well, you're losing money every single time. But now I just had that conversation with my dad. He's like, I won't work on any of my vehicles anymore. I can't. Like coming from an ASE master certified technician, he can't do it anymore. Too much electronics. And I don't blame him,
Well, shoot, nowadays you have to have like subscriptions to their diagnostic tools and whatever coding they have, you know.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
And then just the being in Salt Belt and working vehicles on there driven through winters and is just that makes it miserable. Everything, like you're saying, to take you out or to do something. Well, that's if you're working on a southern vehicle, maybe.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah.
Our vehicles are rust buckets up here. That's one thing I've starting to realize. Like, I never had rust living in Florida. Never had to deal with that. Come back home, everything rusts instantly.
Yeah.
Even if they're new.
The hoopty factor in the South is way less
That's
Yeah.
true.
than it is up here.
The hoopty factor. I like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Not a lot of buckets.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. And then you retired and then decided to come back onto the committee.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to work on the committee, and I really enjoyed doing that. It's another opportunity to be involved in changing lives, I guess, and hopefully helping people out and working within the programs that are available.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, it's good. He's been on one side of the house and then on the other, so he's seen both sides.
Yeah.
Which I think is really great because you bring some education out of our board members about certain things, and you get a different perspective because you've seen the other side. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's really nice.
Yeah, it's one side is actually working face to face with the veteran. You get that closeness, and you really want to help the folks out. And then the committee has the guidelines that they have to work by, and so there's two different things. You want to help the veteran, and I guess at that point, then if it doesn't fall within the guidelines, you try to think of other ways that will fall within the guidelines.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely two different roles, but I'm very happy to have somebody that is supportive and understands what the office goes through. I think that's for sure.
That's a big thing.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys have been incredible. You make it much easier in that you make the packets complete. You elaborate on any information that's asked. I seem to always struggle with, well, I didn't think you'd ask that question,
Oh, yeah.
Whereas you seem to foresee everything that's going to be asked.
I don't know. I feel like sometimes we get in there and it's the one thing that we just didn't ask, or
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you get a whole team together. Everybody, identifies something.
Right.
For sure.
Right.
So, but yeah. I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, there's sometimes I'm like, man, I don't think this packet's good enough yet, but I'll put it in, and sure enough, I guess I did. I was good, and then you overthink ones. Those are the ones that are the worst, you know what I mean? Because then there's other extra questions and stuff, but we always figure out a way. I mean, you know what you just said, how many times where we've had a packet where we're like, we can't really pay this, we can't do this, but hey, what if we paid 2 months worth of the rent to help offset the costs and stuff? Something that we can actually do. So that, one way or another, if let's say they were asking for $575, well, if your rent's like $600 a month and we get you 2 months worth of that's $1,200 right there. So you're actually making a little bit, or you're getting a little bit more to help offset that. I mean, it's happened where we've been able to help the guy one way or another, and it actually was a godsend for a person,
Mm-hmm.
That feels good too.
A little breathing room.
Yeah. Yeah, especially. Yeah, those darn that was pretty funny. He just lost his headset for all the listeners out there. It was kind of funny. MBTF, like with their program, which I do love. I'm glad, and I'm very, very proud of what they're doing down there and stuff. But sometimes, these packets that we put in, they get turned down, and you just look, and you're like, why? Like, the emergent needs there. unforeseen situation. Everything is, but it's a maintenance issue, or it's this, or whatever, you know. So it's peeking and tweaking as you're moving, figuring out how best we can take care of it, you know. Sometimes outside or entities, you know, VIC and posts, local posts. Thank God for them; they've helped us out quite a bit.
Yeah.
They sure have. And it's,
You gotta get closer to them, like.
yeah, as I said that, I think about all the hard work that the different veteran groups are doing in order to raise that money and raise funds to help the veteran that comes along with the issue.
You know,
There's a lot of folks in the background that are doing a lot of work.
Oh yeah.
And as I'm saying that, I'm thinking about the Central Lake EFW and Friends of Veterans. And,
no, yeah, they do a lot that we don't even
and
know about
vets.
sometimes, you know.
Mhm.
And yeah, they have a breakfast there on for Sunday of the month, and it's I enjoy attending it. Mm.
You still go?
Yeah, I haven't been. I missed the last 2 months, but I enjoyed going there when I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to get back over there.
It's a good breakfast too. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it is.
I think
Never
that
gonna lose any weight there, but
yeah, we don't work real hard at losing weight.
yeah.
I think something you said earlier, and I think this is going to be a recurring theme to get the younger generation involved, is probably nearing a paramount thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because nearing my mid 50s, I got a lot left to give for sure,
Mhm.
but I don't do enough community wise attending those events. This job has reminded me of the importance of your civics in your community and attending things. Doesn't have to be that you give money. If you got some, great,
Right.
but giving your time, helping out, and how many organizations are there that a person could join
Mhm.
To do just that? And maybe you don't even have to join an organization, just show up and grab the end of something.
Yep.
You know, help out.
That or just pass the word along on what they're actually doing. You know, I think that's the biggest thing. It's
anything, the littlest stuff helps.
Yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely.
So, I have another question for you. You ready for these hard hitters? I'm
All
telling
right.
you.
Go ahead.
I told you I was going to get you talking. So, as a committee member, right? What is your vision for this office for the next 3 years?
That's
Well, I
Yeah.
guess first off, since Carey has left, that leaves a big hole of knowledge and expertise that will have to be regained, and I'm awfully confident in the role that Eric will be able to do that, and there's a learning curve to it, and so. But with that said, that I think as you learn, you come up with different methods that maybe weren't thought of by any of us, and so you never know where the next great idea is going to come from, or the next suggestion on a better way to do something.
Absolutely.
And so I see no reason why it won't be from Eric or from from anybody that's on the committee or in the office. And so I think as far as over the next 5 years, though, I'm hoping that Veteran Trust Fund will settle down and they'll be able to work better with the different communities or counties rather, and clarify what's available, maybe so that the counties can take advantage of what's offered by them, and therefore the veterans can take advantage of what is is out there for them and meant for them.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how this next training goes for
yeah.
MBTF and see exactly what they rolled out and
Mhm.
what their next phase is.
Especially after
Yeah.
this last year, there's been so many weird changes that we didn't really know about, or how they want to do it, so it'd be good to see what happens in the training,
Yeah.
I'm intrigued. That'll be fun though.
It's going to be like a pendulum where it's going to swing all the way to one side and under the, we can't, yeah,
We'll see. We're already seeing
we
that.
have to cover our butts.
Mhm.
And so hopefully if it does do that, it'll relax a little bit in the coming years.
Yeah,
And-
hopefully.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's like brakes. It's a
Oh
maintenance
yeah,
issue.
wow.
But years
They're
later,
so darn expensive now. I mean,
yeah, basic brake change is what, $7,000,
yeah,
I just spent $900 on my truck.
yeah,
Jeez,
easily.
Hmm.
it's ridiculous.
I was like, let me go to the parts store. And then I think about it, like, you know what? No, if Tim's not going to put my brakes on for me, yeah,
That'd be a good thing.
owning a truck, well, a vehicle, any doesn't have to be a truck, but
Yeah.
just everything's expensive.
You remember drum brakes?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God!
Stupid
What?
star wheel adjuster.
Like you would have to just do one side at a time and make sure you could go back and reference the other side. That's what
Yep.
we were saying now.
I was
And as soon as you get it put up in there and you go to put the cap on it, like it just.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So glad I'm not the only person that's done that before.
Oh yeah.
I think it was probably the second or third one I was referencing the other side too, because my dad did it. I was like, okay, that looks all right. I think. I hope. Pain in the butt.
Oh my
A
God.
dime for every time I said, "Oh, I'll remember that."
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're just putting it back together and you think, "Oh, how did that go together?"
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah.
Why is there an extra piece? That's usually for me. If I'm fixing something, why do I have an extra screw here? Where did that go?
That's when you throw it on your dad's side and just put it
Right.
attached somewhere randomly. You're like, that was your side. I don't know what happened here.
Mhm.
That's too funny.
I think that's where like crew level maintenance stuff. I was never afraid. That's what makes me not afraid to try things that I probably shouldn't be messing with. But even like breaking the track off of a tank, there's a process.
Mm-hmm.
You better be careful when you do it. The cheater pipe, when
Mhm.
you push that thing in there, I still have a huge dent in my shin, where you push it, you don't pull it. Otherwise it becomes a projectile.
Oh, jeez.
And it took me off of my feet when it hit me in the shin.
Oh, yeah.
I was about 75 yards away.
Oof.
Oh, gee.
Yeah. And that thing didn't
You're
do
lucky.
anything but build up momentum on the way.
Oh, man.
You're lucky you didn't break it.
Yeah.
My
It
goodness.
was just, the perfect storm. But yeah,
That's a trip.
just because you can doesn't mean you should,
That's true.
or you think you can.
Right.
Eric, what's so this is the end of what, week 2 of
It
being
is.
here?
For sure, son.
Is it?
The second month.
Yeah. So how'd your second week go? And is there a moment that stood out to you during that time?
I think that I don't think there's ever a singular event for me here. I feel like a lot more light was shed on me this week, just as things are starting to make sense to me in respect to, if this is the request, this is what you do. Just the where to find things and what piece of software. Sending a fax, which is a very interoffice thing to do, but I wasn't entirely familiar with it. So, but the right cover letter with the right thing. And but I think the thing that I have finally kind of like relaxed enough to know you don't have to take it all in today.
Mhm.
And I felt comfortable enough to say, because you tend to learn better or at least I do, when you're not all amped up on, Brandon will toss me one. What's a 966?
Mhm.
Oh, it's an attempt to file. Well, what's a, yeah, so all the different forms. So
I was waiting.
I'm not
Can we
gonna-
fill the blank? Because
yeah, 'cause I'm not going to run them down entirely just yet, but just the feeling that I feel like I'm starting to belong here a little bit.
Yeah.
Like this is, I can do this.
Yeah.
I can take the good, the bad, the otherwise. The things to look forward to. We're going to get to bump into Carey down in Higgins Lake for a couple days worth of training. And, I've always been jealous of the guys in the shop that got to go somewhere for a couple days while we stayed behind and, double up our hours on production.
Mhm.
So I'm finally one of those guys.
Yeah.
And so at the end, and it seems like I've been here for 6 months, but I feel a little accomplished this week. And I know they may be small things, but when you start gaining that confidence, I think that's really where you start to, have a good trajectory.
Yep, you got to build that foundation.
Yeah, for sure.
When we say the average time for a VSO to get comfortable in what they're doing, like having the guy come in, sit down at your desk, go through the whole interview process, get that information where you're feeling comfortable, it's about 2 years, I would assume. I mean, to me, that's where I started really my second year mark. I finally was like, oh, I'm not going to Brandon for a lot of questions anymore. Now I'm seeking the answers that I already have, and
Mhm.
just being able to talk to a vet. That's another thing too, is the approachability, your customer service, which is, to me, I think that's number one paramount for any VSO. You must have customer service skills.
Take your time with them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give them 10 minutes, listen to them. Don't interrupt them. You don't have to tell your story either. Just listen to them. You know what I mean?
2 ears, 1 mouth.
That's it.
Yeah.
It'll get better.
I think we would look funny with 2 mouths in the ear.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there's a
How that
medical.
work out.
I'm sure there's a medical anomaly out there somewhere.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Man. I tell you what, though, I haven't ever seen another. Now, I'm not saying it hasn't been done. It's out there for sure. But somebody who has gotten 3 hearing loss claims rated at 100.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't it 3? That I can think of.
So,
Yeah.
It's knocking butts.
Yeah.
Like, when I saw that, I was like, what?
Wait, I think I'm just catching up.
So,
Yeah.
Tim,
well, you just can't do it without the support from the doctors and the families and the veteran that can elaborate on how things are affecting him. And all I can do is try to put it all together and submit it correctly, but it's certainly up to, number one, the veteran, but the doctors and using any resource that you can, as far as like a statement from a wife on how it affects life at home, and a coworker, how it affects life at work, and answering the phone or communicating with somebody about it.
Tim, I absolutely love what you just said, because it is a huge piece. It is. Taking the whole picture and getting it encompassed within, however it means. Doctors have their part to be able to A, diagnose, B, treat, right? Of course, their personal health is paramount. We want that above anything, right? But on top of that, they provide that continuity care record and the Nexus letter, showing it. And those are huge. And then on top of that, the vet has to take a part in it, a huge part in it, right? Be able to express it or know what to say and be open about it. Spousal statements, are huge as well.
Yeah.
The veterans piece of the pie is huge. It is absolutely huge. We can sit here and do claim work all day long, but if we don't get that supporting evidence on the back end from the veteran who is being active in their own claim,
Yeah.
you know, it has way less chance of getting rated accurately. You know, so I had to jump on there
Yeah.
because you're absolutely 100% right.
And the VA is actually, they want to provide these claims and act on them correctly. Sometimes you hear bad things about the VA, and that's not. Occasionally they'll have a brain fart, but for the most part they want to support the claim, but they have the guidance of the law, which that's their criteria, and if they can't meet it, they can't meet it.
Yeah.
And so if we can help the veteran bring it all together as far as and there's the support and with suggestions on how to get a stronger claim or whatever, but yeah, it's always going to be on the veteran now to make the majority of the
Got to pull your part of the way.
Yeah.
But Tim, I gotta say that in your span, you have got a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of resources built up, and you definitely have served the veteran community here extremely well. And, there's not a day or a week that goes by that we don't get asked, hey, where's that old Coastie at?
Yeah, I've got
somebody
that.
coming in here, So you definitely made your impact, and we can't thank you enough. Absolutely. I still bounce stuff off of you,
Thank you for the kind words, and it really has been my pleasure it's really neat to meet the veterans and learn their stories, and a lot of times, because I was in the Coast Guard, I don't have a clue about what, even though I was stationed on Air Force bases and Army bases, and I did get some familiarity with it, but certainly when the veteran comes in with to provide a claim, there's things that I'm really without a clue on. And so as I was exposed to those things, I became wiser and
Looks like a history lesson, that you don't realize you get until you've done a claim and you're like, oh, I didn't know about that, about the Army. Or
I promise you, anything Navy wise, I go straight to Matt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's terrible with deck logs.
Yeah.
Trying to track. And it's so easy. It's really not that bad.
See, he says that.
It's easy when you know it.
But I don't. That's the funny thing. I wasn't an actual sailor. I was a CV, so I don't know anything about Navy, their boats. Apparently, you're not supposed to call all boats. Some are ships. They float on the water. It's a boat. That's all I've ever known. You know what I mean?
What's the difference?
Just how big it is, I guess.
Is it?
Yeah.
Stand by for the email corrections.
I know. I'm waiting. Somebody educate him.
No, I know. I finally just remember what an Oscar flag was the other day because somebody mentioned it in the office, and I'm like, "Oh, that's when somebody goes overboard." But that was from boot camp. Why am I going to remember that stuff? But it's always a good history lesson. I love history, so that's why I love this job so much, because I can be that nerd on the computer and just go deep dive. And like the USS Forstall, when I was helping that one veteran out, I knew about that from boot camp because they talk about damage control, and that was like when it really started becoming a really big thing with the Navy. But actually digging in it, and then I ended up going on like Amazon Prime and watching a video, like a documentary or something on it. Unbelievable. And I got to hear everything that veteran told me was exactly what was on that documentary about how many people were lost and how they dealt with the mass casualties. And yeah, it's like when I did that and I was still new in my career, I was like, haha, I like this. This is fun. Like, this is my job. I get to go do history. It was great. So got to find a niche,
I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
It's like every piece of training collectively that everybody on that ship and or boat ever got all happened to,
Mhm.
you know, in the worst way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I'll tell you what, finding records for Marines or Navy have always been fun to try to do and track down.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Marines, it's worse too. Like, even though they're Department of the Navy, they're like a subordinate, I shouldn't say that because now I'm just going to piss every Marine off about
So
that. But
here come more
they're
comments.
part of us, right? So, but I've noticed, like, Army's got its own weirdness as far as like Article 15s and people getting in trouble and stuff. But I've seen a lot worse with our Marine Corps guys. Like, they really do not get treated as well as a lot of the other branches because they're so strict about certain things and stuff. But they're a pain, like to prove stuff because the suck it up buttercup routine that we all know. Every branch has that.
Take your 800s.
They're way worse. Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah, change your socks, take a knee, take your
Mhm.
Motrin, you'll be all right, That's hard trying to find that stuff, though.
Yeah.
Trying to dig for it, and then sometimes you just can't, It's impossible because somebody doesn't know how to deal with records, so.
Yeah.
It's a fact of life.
But what do you guys think as things grow with service connection things? I see these commercials. Like, you don't have to ever have one record of anything ever happening to you in the military. It will still get you 100%.
No, I've seen those guys.
Clickbait.
And I thought, dude, and then they were kind of I'll show you guys later. I saved the video because then they were smack talking VSOs. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, you can go get this done for free if you want it done, half-assed or something.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, hold on a minute, man. So
No.
to your point, it probably is clickbait, but all you got to do is read the comments on that stuff. And
That's it.
people are like, yeah, you can do this and then take all my money or whatever. But I just don't like anything that muddies water or takes away from honest efforts being made.
Yeah.
Well, like Tim said, there are a lot of resources. You may not know them all, but you can, through research, you can find them.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's some people just make you think you gotta, you can't go locally. You have to do something that's a ridiculous notion.
Yeah.
For those people that didn't ever go on sick call for whatever reason, and there are no medical records. Of course, it doesn't mean you can't get it service connected.
Right.
Makes it a little more difficult. But I just feel like, again, Facebook, here's the great thing about it. Here's the not so great thing.
Mhm.
People see these videos 4 times in 2 scrolls. And they're like, well, why would I go see Matt or Brandon or Eric or Tim? Why? Apparently they can't do anything for me.
But you see me, I'm on there constantly recording those pages.
Yeah, there you go.
I got a little, you can like copy and paste a certain statement that I have like on file. And I'll just go on there and be like, I've submitted this to DC, letting them know this is fraudulent because I know for a fact it's fraudulent. It happens all the time.
Yeah. And not to be confused with established law firms that can assist.
That's different. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't want to lump them in, but because I think that these people I feel like are trying to piggyback off of, the good, good law firms that are trying to help.
Yeah. There's a lot of civ divs in the world.
Yeah.
Clickbait all over.
Well, it's hard to, it looks legit.
Mhm.
Seems like, well.
And you know what? Even at that majority of stuff that he puts out is decent. It's just the way he goes about doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it makes you feel like, oh God, something's bad happening again. And then you go click on it. It's like, oh, it's just something was put out by the VA that's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Like,
And trust me, there's things that he hypes up, and then there's things that just are not actually accurate as well.
Yeah.
But
and stay away from those Nexus letter companies. Some of these ones, man, they're the ones that are getting investigated. Some of them. I'm not talking about the law firms, but like the actual.
Yeah.
Oh, if you give us $500, we'll get you a Nexus letter, guaranteed that stuff. So,
yeah.
But Tim, hey, thank you so much for coming in and being willing to be a participant here. I know it's hard for you.
Keep coming back, man. It gets easier.
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah. There you go.
That's what
I knew where you were going. That was good. What is that called? Self-centering or
Self-monitoring.
self-monitoring, self-censoring.
Censoring. There you go.
Gonna do
Yeah.
phrasing again?
Yeah, it should have.
Oh.
But
Right on the tip.
anyways, thanks so much.
Yeah,
Tim,
thanks, man.
and thanks for everything that you've done.
Well, thank you. And thank you for inviting me. This was neat talking with everybody. I enjoyed it. Yeah. I can remember why I did on Memorial Day.
That's all right. That means you had fun, and that's all that matters.
Hey, you got the 4th coming up. That's what you got to worry about.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Gee, I'll take notes next time.
Antrim,
All right.
thanks a lot for listening.
Yep. And we will see you next week.